Welcome to G Fun Facts Online. Imagine a heist. Not with masks and getaway cars, but with a pop-up on your screen or a voice on the phone. This is the world of the digital heist, a multi-billion-dollar criminal industry built on fear. Today, we're dissecting the anatomy of the tech support scam, from the initial bait to the devastating financial and emotional fallout. This isn't just about stolen money, it's about stolen security. So how does it work? These scams are brilliantly simple in their structure, typically unfolding in 3 stages: the bait, the con, and the heist. Let's start with Stage 1, the bait. Scammers need to get your attention, and they do this by creating a sense of pure panic. The most common method is the deceptive pop-up alert. You're browsing the web, and suddenly, your screen is taken over by a flashing, noisy warning. It might have the Microsoft or Apple logo and a bunch of technical-looking error codes. It looks official, and it often seems to lock your browser. Crucially, it always displays a toll-free number, urging you to call for immediate assistance. Another classic approach is the unsolicited phone call. The scammer, posing as an agent from a big tech company, claims they've detected a virus on your computer. They even spoof their caller ID to make it look legitimate. Then there are phishing emails and texts warning you about a fake subscription renewal for Norton or a bogus invoice from Amazon. The goal is always the same: get you to panic and call their number. A more insidious tactic even involves manipulating Google search results. Scammers create fake support websites and use search engine optimization so that when you search for Microsoft support, their fraudulent site appears at the top. You think you're calling for help, but you're actually dialing directly into the scam. Once you make contact, you're in Stage 2, the con. This is where the social engineering kicks in. The person on the other end sounds professional. They have a script, they use technical jargon, they might even give you a fake employee ID number. Their first and most important goal is to gain remote access to your computer. They'll guide you to download a legitimate program like TeamViewer or AnyDesk, telling you it's for diagnosing the problem. Once you grant them access, they have complete control. They can see your screen, access your files, and do anything you can do. Now, they have to prove you have a problem. This is the most theatrical part of the con. They'll open up standard system utilities that look intimidating to the average user. A favorite is the Windows Event Viewer. This tool logs thousands of routine, minor system events. A scammer will point to these harmless logs and declare them evidence of critical errors and hackers. They might open a command prompt and run the netstat command, which shows all your computer's network connections. They'll point to a list of foreign IP addresses and claim you're connected to a network of criminals, when in reality, these are just normal connections to servers around the world. In some cases, they'll even install their own malware and then charge you to remove the very problem they just created. After successfully convincing you that your digital life is on the verge of collapse, the scammer moves to Stage 3, the heist. They'll offer to fix all these non-existent problems for a fee. And this is where it gets tricky. They will never ask for a credit card payment. Why? Because credit card payments can be disputed and reversed. Instead, they demand payment methods that are nearly impossible to trace or recover. The most common demand is for gift cards from iTunes, Google Play, Target, or Walmart. They'll ask you to go to a store, buy hundreds or thousands of dollars in gift cards, and read the numbers off the back. Once they have those numbers, the money is gone, instantly and anonymously. They might also demand wire transfers or direct bank deposits. And increasingly, they ask for cryptocurrency like Bitcoin, which is virtually untraceable. The cost can range from a few $100s for a one-time fix to thousands for worthless long-term service plans. But the scams are evolving. A particularly cruel variation is called the Phantom Hacker Scam. In this version, the initial tech support agent, after gaining your trust, discovers something even more terrifying. Your bank accounts have been compromised by hackers. They then transfer you to a second scammer who poses as an official from your bank or even the FBI. This new authority figure confirms the breach and tells you the only way to protect your money is to move it immediately. They might instruct you to withdraw tens of thousands of dollars in cash and then have a courier meet you in person to collect it. Or they'll tell you to buy gold bars or transfer your life savings to a secure third-party account, which, of course, they control. These elaborate schemes can last for weeks and result in victims losing everything. This all sounds so obvious when you lay it out, so why do people fall for it? The answer lies in the masterful manipulation of human psychology. Cybersecurity expert James Scott once said, "Ransomware is more about manipulating vulnerabilities in human psychology than the adversary's technological sophistication. The primary weapon is fear. Panic short-circuits our rational brain. The fear of losing family photos, financial data, or access to your computer is a powerful motivator. Scammers also exploit our authority bias. We are conditioned to trust people who sound like they're in charge, especially when they claim to be from Microsoft or Apple. Interestingly, it's not just the elderly or less tech-savvy who are victims. Studies show that younger, digitally native generations are also frequent targets, often due to an overconfidence in their ability to spot a scam, which lowers their guard. But perhaps the most powerful factor is social isolation. Research shows that lonely individuals are more vulnerable. They might engage with a caller just for the social interaction and lack a trusted friend or family member to consult. After the fact, a profound sense of shame prevents many victims from reporting the crime. A Brooklyn woman who lost $100,000 admitted to considering suicide out of mortification. This silence is exactly what the scammers rely on to continue their operations. And these are massive operations. This isn't one guy in a basement. Tech support scams are often run by highly organized criminal enterprises. A significant portion of these fraudulent call centers are located in India, functioning like legitimate businesses with hundreds of employees, scripts, and sales targets. It's a whole ecosystem. You have publishers who create the malicious pop-ups, brokers who sell batches of incoming victim calls to the call centers, and money mules who launder the stolen funds through a complex web of transactions. The scale is staggering. The FBI's Internet Crime Complaint Center reported that in 2023 alone, losses from these scams topped $1.3 billion. Beyond the billions of dollars, the true cost is the emotional and psychological trauma. Victims feel violated, their sense of safety shattered. Many develop deep suspicion and anxiety, becoming afraid to answer their phone or use their computer. The shame and self-blame can lead to long-term depression and even PTSD. This isn't just a financial crime, it's a profound violation of trust. So what can we do? The best defense is a vigilant and informed public. Here's how to recognize a tech support scam. First, be immediately suspicious of any unsolicited contact. Legitimate companies like Microsoft will never call you out of the blue or send a pop-up telling you to call them about a virus. Second, watch for urgency and threats. High-pressure tactics are a huge red flag. Third, never, ever grant remote access to your computer to someone who contacted you unexpectedly. Fourth, be wary of payment requests. If someone demands payment in gift cards, wire transfers, or crypto, it's a scam. Full stop. To protect yourself, if you get a suspicious call, hang up. If you see a scary pop-up, don't click anything. Force quit your browser, or just restart your computer. If you're genuinely concerned, contact the company directly using the phone number on their official website. And please, talk about these scams with your friends and family, especially older relatives. Breaking the stigma is key. If you have been scammed, act fast. Disconnect your computer from the internet. Call your bank and credit card companies immediately to report the fraud. Change all your passwords. Scan your computer with legitimate security software. And most importantly, report it. File a complaint with the FBI's Internet Crime Complaint Center at ic3.gov and the Federal Trade Commission. Reporting helps law enforcement build cases and shut these operations down. As technology evolves, so do the scammers. The rise of artificial intelligence means we're now facing deepfake video and audio scams, where criminals can convincingly impersonate a CEO or a family member in distress. The advice from experts is simple. If a communication feels off, it most likely is. Double-check the source. Tech support scams are a stark reminder that in our digital world, the biggest vulnerability isn't our software, but our own human psychology. By understanding the tactics, recognizing the psychological triggers, and taking proactive steps to protect ourselves and each other, we can build a culture of digital resilience. That's all for today on Fun Facts Online. Stay vigilant, stay safe, and stay informed.